acabo de revivir. El equipo de la derecha es un dúo. Full focus al equipo de la derecha, full focus al equipo de la derecha.
Me he hecho.
No tengo balas, no tengo balas.
Se bajó derecho. Aquí en mi lado.
Sí. Está casi
No,
muerto.
no. Se me va a cargar la ulti, aguanta.
Aguanta.
2 segundos.
Tengo guardias también, yo tengo guardias
2
también.
segundos y se me carga la ulti, háganlo, ¿ok?
Stay alive until 5th place. We could be talking about them as a foregone conclusion. Take a look, take a good hard look at every single player we've got on stage today. This could be the last time you see them.
Oh, I don't really like when you put it that way, but set your hearts ablaze here on the main stage for them, because it is now or never in match number 6 on Storm Point.
I can't help but wonder where this ring is going to go. Who's going to...
Making sure that you have the information necessary to do so. However, I'm looking around to see what's available. You've got Jurassic there, dead center. They got the ring console, and ExoClan is already on the move. With that next zone encompassing all of Command Center and Stormcatcher in particular.
That have the opportunity to move down towards formerly Thunderwatch should have a good chance of making it far into this game. And losing Onmu, that's it. That's the end of the line. FA Kids, they may be running forward. Pioneers have got to be running back. If you lose everyone now, you go home. Gravity Cannon even takes Jen all the way out of here. Savage thinking about following. May still do it with the rest of the FA Kids. They pile on in, and they are on the hunt for that next bit of KP that FA Kids desperately need.
And KCP is one of those teams, right, that just barely skirt the line. They barely get in. They get to the international stage, and they're on a growth trajectory. But FA Kids, a last-minute decision to get them in here.
Pioneers are back as a full 3, and all that FA Kids got for their trouble is a single KP. Not a bad thing. KP is nice, but that singular point is not going to help them, and it's certainly not going to push them all the way past Pioneers, who sit in the slot just ahead.
Well, at least they call off the engagement there and decide, let's focus on that rotation, because you know someone's going to grab wind of it. A team that also is known for making Game 6 comeback stories, Liquid Alienware. They catch this Evo cash for triple purple. But now, maybe we can take some angles onto FA Kids and find that necessary KP that they need.
Liquid Alienware nearly had the 2v3 of their lives against LG just last game. Didn't manage to pull it off, but this is still a team that I would not want to take a fight with at any point, especially now when it's completely isolated. Team Liquid Alienware and FA Kids, the only 2 squads in the area of either Launchpad or Lagoon.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting, right? Because you have Team Liquid that essentially push FA Kids back towards Launchpad for that rotation on that eastern side up. Pioneers back in Pylon could decide, do we want to go towards this engagement if it does happen and essentially smash FA Kids in a sandwich, or do we just hang out towards that western side? It is honestly the perfect setup for KCP.
A lot of teams holding each other out in cases like this, with Team Liquid pushing FA Kids out on a further rotation. But you'll notice, or perhaps you haven't yet, that the rest of the lobby, again, I'm going to call it out, even more silent than we had it in games previous.
Right now, everyone's avoiding any kind of fight.
That was a really weird play. Northampton knew that there was a team there. They had the survey beacon scan, and then they just walked away from the fight in a Trident. FaZe Clan pulling off a very different play, perhaps one that I find a little more understandable, given that they're up on high ground and they've got an angle onto the team below. Synetic needs to find an opening and does so, finding that initial shield crack with Arctic and Nags off to the side. It's Nags that is left to put even more pressure on. Arctic follows it up with an Arc Star, and you can see the buddy system they've got going on. Synetic is looking for openings. Nags and Arctic, it's their job to finish off the kills.
And he's already putting those piercing spikes on the climb up, so if they decide to, they're going to immediately take that damage and drop back down. I wouldn't be surprised if Nags decides to go reinforce a door, but an EMP to boot. Does seem like it gets destroyed here because no one can Nags in. A limpo from the angles here. Arctic with a Sky Nade. Will it throw down the inevitable shield cracks they need? It does. A big one here from Arctic. That should be the opening sign for them to lay down some more damage. Arctic from behind can't connect.
Immediately a limbo scatter, so they do only lose one, but this reset is not going to be allowed. Arctic does go down. FaZe Clan should be able to cover this as a responsive EMP comes in, and it's Nosebrox from behind that come in. This is FaZe now on the ropes. 2 down. They could could be our first squad to go out, and should FaZe die here, they will end their journey in Mannheim.
I mean, they're sitting in 14th place, just a couple of points. And if I'm Synetic, I am just going basically as small presence as possible, because it's not just Noah's Fox coming in. You can see you've got Dreamfire over there in the distance that waltzes out of command center to take some angles. And even so, hopefully other teams decided to make that rotate around. They're like, this is too unpredictable to make this move towards command center. We'll go elsewhere. But Fennel are a solo as well and outside the top 10. So Synetic and Kirihara are in the same boat.
So you already know that Fennel took the fight up against LG, lost it in pretty remarkable fashion.
No.
Now FaZe, suffering the third party earlier, may very well go down as well. I believe Synetic has got heals long enough to stay in the zone, but not if he's getting peppered like this. Needs to pop a syringe with only 3 left. I don't even know. I don't think he makes it.
Okay.
Synetic cannot survive this, and Olimpo makes sure that he doesn't, sliding down and taking the kill. FaZe are gone. FaZe will no longer be seen in the playoffs.
Devastating for FaZe, but Olimpo in 18th place still have a chance to make it. For Team Liquid Alienware, they found themselves in a position where they can still gatekeep FA Kids. This is what they've been trying to do to make sure they find the eliminations that are going to be necessary on this southeastern side of the zone. They want to control this choke and clear out their back. We knew it wasn't going to pull this way, so KCP with the zip start that rotation out towards the Spider's choke, but we know how many teams are on the south side of Stormcatcher.
And let me remind you of the terrors now in the north. It was LG up against NoseFox that took that fight. The same LG that has dialed in today, that has already won 2 games, and that now is so ruthless as to be sending these squads home. Fennel barely got out of a scrap alive with them earlier, and even now pulling off a respawn in plain view of teams like LG and Fennel below. Got a few fights being picked, even a Horizon being picked, which is absolutely surprising me. Striders have sent it all to the wind, sitting at 20th place right now. We knew that they need a miracle game. Maybe Horizon will be what makes it happen. Olimpo need a miracle, but they will not find it. It is Dreamfire that come in and ruthlessly eliminate Olimpo.
And Olimpo will not be advancing on to the elimination round 2. And Striders in 20th place hit that rotation in an SSE X-Ray have fallen. They were in 10th, Dia. They were the line.
3 points are needed by teams like Pioneers and FA Kids to overtake SSE, remove them from the next round. Striders flying on in now, have Noxy on a sliver of HP, and it does not look good for them, as even this Sky Nade is unlikely to save them. Guess who's coming in to kill him? No, it's EXO from up on high.
But Pioneers are falling elsewhere as well. They're on the 11th place threshold. There is too much happening with our bubble teams that a Hail Mary play for Striders, if they could just stay alive, but they're down to a solo, and they're not in and no way to get banners.
I can't believe that we're sitting here with a Horizon last alive at this point in the playoffs. Striders have very little to work with, and I mean that in terms of space, in terms of legends, in terms of ability to remove yourself from a situation. The only thing that's keeping them in the game right now is that no one's looking for them.
SWQ have fallen. Eliminated in 16th place. They were in 6th place, Dia. 37 points sounds like a lot. You might feel like you have a buffer, but anything can happen here. And X and Y with a mother load on top of Stormcatcher and FA Kids here on this side, still looking for that rotation, still heading towards Fennel.
Check it out on the right-hand side of your screens. This is how ridiculously close it is. And X and Y seek to take fate into their own hands up against GHS Professional, who were in the elimination round and will now be taken out. GHS are gone, and it's X and Y that does it to them.
I mean, we're climbing spaces, but elsewhere, Striders has fallen. Another one taking an early exit here, as they will not be moving on, but knocked them despite going under fire underneath Stormcatcher. They sit in the top 3.
This aggressive play from X and Y is just what they need, though. In fact, it's the only thing that will take them into the games later today. X and Y, who sit in 15th place, 19 points to their name, need to hit at least 27. Northampton pulling off a res right now, keep themselves in the conversation. 34 points. It could be, it should be safe, but will it be enough?
But Gent in the distance right there, the lone standing survivor of Pioneers. X and Y on the Hail Mary, the Mastiff around. picking up even more eliminations. We are so close. 7+ points are needed, but we have to get out of this.
Noctem scan being taken out is fine. Noctem know that they're locked in for the games later. Guild, however, Guild may be a different story. X and Y drop down, and having already lost one, it could be Guild that turns this around on them. Johnny finds some good shots, slides on over the wall, and needs that last one, but loses his teammate. And no! X and Y go down!
Wit only knows how many they've had, but Northeption still on the south set their sights on the remainders of Guild. We knew the collapse that was going to happen, but with teams in 8th through 10th place, down and out, FA Kids can do enough. They've moved up to 11th.
FA Kids
and
need 1 point. They need 1 point.
Going.
Finish the
We
kill.
need the
Somebody
ball.
finish the kill. Northeption go down, and FA Kids at 27 points move up the leaderboards and should be locked in. They get taken down. What is happening? FA Kids, please.
Pioneers have fallen. Pioneers have fallen. Liquid Alienware, we are getting eliminations. They are going to be the next threat alongside Fennel to potentially usurp FA Kids with 30 points.
Liquid Alienware are rocketing up the leaderboards right now with Fennel. They have the chance to do it. 21 points. 30 is the cutoff that FA Kids gathered before they fell. Can Liquid from the low ground keep hope alive?
We need a win for Liquid Alienware.
Fennel are down.
And Fennel have been eliminated. We need the leapfrog, but Dreamfire down to a duo here. More than safe with their points out towards the left side, but it's LG who own all of the space. The rotate down from what was known as Thunderwatch to control the zone. We could see another win from them.
Liquid Alienware have to win every fight. They have to gather every kill, and LG are already picking the fight with Dreamfire up on high ground. Team Liquid are the last team that could push themselves into contention. Dreamfire go down. 3 squads left. Liquid so close to making this happen. Let's take a quick listen in with Team Liquid.
Mira, acaba de revivir. El equipo de la derecha es un dúo. Full focus al equipo de la derecha, full focus al equipo de la derecha.
Me echa. No tengo balas, no tengo balas.
¿De qué?
Pesadas.
Ten. 40.
Ya cayó uno. Cayeron dos enfrente.
Revivió dos.
Acá, no le tengo ángulo a uno de ellos.
Son cerca de retos por
Rota,
izquierda y matarlo.
sí. Este está solo, creo, le puedo meter full presión.
Métele presión.
Justo.
No tengo vale, me falta 4 para el vale.
Cuídate, tenemos tiempo.
4 para el vale, ya tengo vale.
Atrás, tu espalda,
Ok,
Tienes que seguir avanzando, sigue avanzando.
sigue avanzando full.
Tienes uno en el high, lo remató.
¿Tienes globo?
En el high, no llevo.
Están viendo dos. 40, creo que es la Watson que revivió, así que...
Da vuelta del otro
Se bajó
lado.
derecho.
Aquí me la.
Sí. Está casi
Conmigo
muerto.
quito. Ya se me va a cargar la ulti, aguanta. 2 segundos.
Tengo un guardia también, yo tengo un guardia
2
también.
segundos y se me carga la ulti, hágalo, ¿ok? Tranqui.
Tenemos todo el
Ya
high
se me va a
también, ¿no?
cargar, ya se me...
Team Liquid are 2 points away. It's they and LG who lie on the opposite side of this rock. Team Liquid are so close to pulling off a miracle tip.
I mean, it could happen. They are one of the teams that have done this time and time again in Game 6. Hey, the wall, whatever you gotta do, we expended early, but it's just a duo from LG. A 3v2 to change your fate here. In the ALGS Split 2 playoffs, Yanya brings in the Rolling Thunder,
Yanya
the Newcastle wall, but we swing in with the Prowler. We let it rip. Smash goes down. It's Liquid Alienware for the win.
Team Liquid make it! Moving up with a win at the last possible second tip. Es un milagro.
They did it, Dia. They did everything that it took. You can see the vibes in that camp. Castillo celebrating with the boys. I mean, if I'm them, my heart is just, I don't even know. I am shaking, Dia.